Hello everyone across the globe, a warm welcome to Prince D TV, and of course we'll be on the way very shortly. Alright, welcome back once again to Prince D TV, and of course today we are having an exciting tutorial here with us. Today I just want us to look at how we can solve for the solutions of a quadratic equation in disguise, but more specifically a radical equation. So without wasting much time, let's dive in. Alright, so here we have solve for x. So this is our quadratic equation in disguise. I have 8 minus x squared minus 4 equal 0. So we have it here with us. Now, like I mentioned earlier, you see this is a quadratic equation in disguise, but more specifically of a radical equation. So what's the first step? The first step, we need to isolate the term with the square root sign. So this is the term with the square root sign. We have to isolate that, and if you know we came across algebra, what do we need to do? We need to take care of the negative step. So we can of course add 4 to both sides of the equation to eliminate this, so that we'll be able to isolate the term with the square root sign. So of course when we do that, we have 8 minus x squared minus 4 plus 4, adding 4 to both sides of the equation. We will realize that minus 4 plus 4 number line is 0. 0 plus 4 is 4. So of course we are then left with the square root of 8 minus x squared, here is 0, should be equal to 4. And now the second step is to take care of the square root sign. And how do we take care of the square root sign? Of course it's by squaring both sides of the equation. So doing that, we have square root of 8 minus x squared. Remember, we are squaring both sides, to be equal to 4 squared. So we are taking care of the square root sign, and of course from here you notice that the square root sign here will be taken care of with this square. So we have this cancel out. Remember, this is square, right? And of course 4 to the power 2 is 16. So back here we have all right, okay, that's okay, cancel out. So back here the square root sign has been taken care of. We are left with 8 minus x squared should be equal to 4 squared, that's 16. Remember, 4 squared is the same as 4 multiplied by 4 twice. All right, okay. So now what's the next step? We realize that we need now to isolate the x squared. All right, and how can we do that? We have an 8, so we can only do that by subtracting 8 to both sides of the equation, from both sides of the equation. So now we have 8 minus 8 minus x squared should be equal to 16 minus 8, subtracting 8 from both sides of the equation. So 8 minus 8, that's 0. 16 minus 8, that's 8. So here is 0. We are left with minus x squared, that's equal to 8. Now, I made mention of a more radical equation. You realize that x squared cannot be negative. Alright, so there are two ways that we can do this. Either we divide all through by the negative sign. So either we divide by the negative sign, this negative sign, and we cancel out. Now we are left with x squared equal 8 over the negative sign. Remember, the 8 is positive, and according to our rules, positive over negative is negative. So we are now left with negative 8. So x squared equal negative 8. Or we simply multiply all through by negative 1. So you realize we will multiply negative 1 by negative x is x squared, and negative 1 multiplied by 8 is negative 8. So but there is a call for concern here. X squared cannot be negative, right? So you realize that this equation does not have real solutions, real roots. And of course, what does that tell us? It reminds us that the equation therefore is having complex solutions, complex roots. And now, what are complex solutions? Somebody might decide to ask. Mathematically, complex solutions are a comprehensive, a multifaceted and innovative answers to intricate problems or challenges. So that's it. And now realize that we have complex. So here, our complex number I'm going to introduce here is I. And you know, I is an imaginary unit satisfying the condition I square equal negative 1. So you realize that I itself is not equal to negative 1, but its square is negative 1. So from here, you realize that our answer becomes x is equal to plus or minus the square root of 8i, which is equal to 2 root 2i. And somebody might be asking how come I came about with that. So let's look at it. Remember, our x squared is equal to plus or minus 8i. Remember, the I is coming as a matter of fact that we have taken care of the negative sign, the complex number, right? So our x is equal to this plus or minus the square root of 8i. And remember, the square root of 8 is the same as the square root of 4 times 2, which is the same as the square root of 4 multiplied by the square root of 2. What's the square root of 4 is 2 multiplied by root 2. And 2 multiplied by root 2 and 2 multiplied by root 2 is simply 2 root 2. And we are left with the I. So that makes it plus or minus 2 root 2 and multiplied by the I. So that's the solution of the equation. So the equation square root of 8 minus x squared minus 4 equals 0 is having a solution of plus x. It should be equal to plus or minus 2 root 2i. And that brings us to the end of this incredible and beautiful example of a quadratic equation, which is in disguise, but more specifically of a radical equation. So it is more of a radical equation. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and bring your opinions on what you like us to touch in the subsequent episodes. As you already know, I remain your boy, Prince D. Much love and God bless.